Are we live? Are we live? Hello, welcome. It's podcast launch day. We are live and it's podcast launch day. This is the fucking big, you can see how big it is, podcast launch party. Me, my wig, and my good things take time t-shirt. Yes, I'm going to make it quick. I know you don't have time to mess around with this stuff. Gosh, can you hear? I've got the gong. So without further ado, let's count down and launch this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch! Hello, Bobby. Bobby's here. Did you hear that, Bobby? That was the sound of it launching. I lied. It launched earlier this morning on Apple Podcasts, but it's not yet appeared. The episode hasn't yet appeared on Spotify, so just be patient. Calm your horses. And it will. Bong, says Nancy. Nancy, can I bong again for you? It was a bit of a clang, that one. Let me see if I can do two at the same time. Last one. Give it an hour or two, it will be on Spotify and you can rate and review it there too. I want to show you how to review something on Spotify. No, on Apple, because I haven't ever done that before, right? So first of all, you go to your Apple Podcasts. It's the purple one. You open it and you find in your library, Hi Food, I'm Home. Click on it. All right. You get to this page. It's all very green. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. Stars. Give me lots of stars, or loads of them. It does that automatically, but that doesn't mean you reviewed it. Then you have to go to here. There's a little thing that says write a review, and then you click into it and you write some words about this. And do you know what? You can even do that right now on this call and make my day, because I have got 2 reviews so far and 5 people have given me stars. So if you do that, you've almost given 50% more reviews already, or we would double the reviews that we get today. It's not just vanity. Shall I take this itchy blinking wigs? Who wears them? Do you know, last night I went to see the ballet Trocadero de Monte Carlo, men doing Swan Lake and so forth. Very funny comedic ballet. And they were all wearing wigs and you could see their sweat. They were working so hard doing these proper ballet and wearing wigs doing it. Oh my goodness. So can I take the wig off? Can I? No, I can't. It's the podcast launch party. If I don't have the wig on, what have I got? We're going to have a couple of pod poems in a minute. And if you do rate or review while you're on the call, Nancy, Bobby, you'd be the first ones. Get some points, because I'm going to give everybody points towards some of the giveaways that I've got. I've got my favourite cookbook. Have you already got this? Anna Jones, A Modern Way to Cook. She has such beautiful recipes, mostly plant-based with various variations. And she also has these sections in it which are like blueprints. I'm gonna have to put this in its container because it keeps resonating just with me talking. For example, smoothies. She's like, add a vegetable, add a fruit, add a milk of your choice, add a crunch. Like, it's more like how to put things together than it is like this is the exact one recipe to follow forever. And I love it, and I will post it to the person with the most points. And you get points when you rate. 5 points for rating, 5 points for reviewing, points for sharing the podcast episode personally, WhatsApp, in conversation, whatever. You can report here on the leaderboard. We've got this beautiful book by Janine Roth. Have you read all of Janine Roth? Everything she writes is so poetic and wonderful. And she writes about food a lot, but this is about just the willingness to be there for your experience. And it's so beautiful. I'm going to give that on, not in book form though, I'm going to give that as a gift on Audible so you can listen to it. I've got some gorgeous botanical art prints to give to you that I've had professionally created. I like this one so much. I think I might put it on the wall beside me or have a version of it. Loads of gorgeous giveaways. So please rate, review and rave about the podcast. And please enjoy episode 1, in which I am telling you where to begin, where I begin when I'm feeling like I've regained all my weight, where I begin when I feel like my past as an overeater is weighing so heavily on me, I don't know how to get started, where I begin when I want to get motivated and find motivation for weight loss and find motivation to look after myself. How do I pick up the pieces when I've been working too hard and I've basically been eating to prop myself up, which I got to say, I did a fair amount of through the making of this podcast. Yeah, that's my pattern. And I found myself doing it again. And I'm lucky because I've got coaches who help me through it. How are we doing? You guys are really quiet. So I think you must be writing a review right now on Apple, or are you downloading Apple Podcast app onto your phone, right? Because you usually listen through to Spotify. That's fine. It's fine. You can write reviews on Spotify too. I just can't show you how to do that right now because until episode 1 is out, you won't be able to. Should we have a pod poem? I wrote 3 poems yesterday. Odes to podcasts that I absolutely love. Bobby says, review left! Bobby, 5 points for you. Amazing. Thank you so, so much. You know, this is not just a vanity metric, right? This is not just to validate me. I am validating myself plentifully about doing this podcast. The fact is, it's the reviews and the ratings that let Apple know, like, oh, people are listening, and that helps them notice it. It helps them push it up in their algorithm. How often do you have to hear the word algorithm these days? It pushes it up in the algorithm. It sounds like a weather system, doesn't it? Like a warm pressure area surfaces it so that other people who really need to hear some support can really hear it, you know, can, like, they'll find it in search, they'll be offered it. This is what it's all about. Bobby, I thank you. Let me do you a poem to Corinne. Bobby, I know you know and listen to Corinne sometimes too. I love to listen to Corinne. Her podcast sucks me in and bitch slaps me into shape. She talks Texan weight loss tips. So now I know how to opt to drink fewer cocktails on my future Vegas holidays. And more importantly, how to throw leftovers in the compost while I say, I'm the kind of bitch that just throws that shit away. Fucking boom, Corinne. I'm tuning in. Have you written a poem yet? Write a podcast poem. Let's write some pod poems and share them with a hashtag. With a pod poem hashtag. Should we do that? You can put them into the comments section after this. Brooke. I love to listen to Brooke while I'm taking a walk. I stand by the brook in the woods. Even with my earpods in, I can hear the birds and the waterfall, and her words are wonderful. They make action seem like a choice so simple. As my footsteps are guided by her emphatic American voice, and I imagine her walking her Dachshunds and stepping into her millionaire's Austin home in which even the artwork is John Lennon white. I come home and I don't leave my muddy boots in the mat. I get to fucking work, girl, because I'm already a better person. What do you think? Bit dodgy first attempt. Listen, I go first to let you know all the words you put on a piece of paper are good. All the words are valid and all the words are amazing. Hey, how about this one? My last poem for the day, and then I'll sign off. All right. You doing all right then, Nancy? Are you struggling with the app and the reviewing part, or have you just got busy? It's really kind of you to drop in. My last poem. I love to listen to Blind Boy podcast, warming me with saying the word stew with a care and intentionality and an Irish accent, the likes of which I have never heard ever, that makes me think my ears have skated over the word stew. Never tasted that word before. I knew the word stew, of course. I gobbled it up too, but I never heard it hot, never received the meat of it in my brain's belly, was never served it before, with such oral intimacy. The concept of stew, the mystery of it. And how can a podcast fill my emotional hunger so warmly, make me feel so hopeful, loved, and alive? If you haven't listened to Blind Boy podcast's latest episode, if you haven't guessed, it's all about stew, and I fully recommend it. What do you like to listen to? What have you listened to? What was the last podcast you listened to? Write it in the comments. Hey, great stuff. Wonderful to see you. Rate and review today. Rate and review when it comes up on Spotify. Keep checking, keep looking at it, and then go onto the leaderboard and let me know how many points you're accumulating. All right? So that I know who to give the prizes to. Thank you for being here. Lots of love. Bye-bye.